Here's an update video. When I step out on the steps, I got, more area to step out on. You see, y'all remember me burning this area off when it was a bunch of blackberry briars and grass. I don't know if any of y'all remember when there was a tree there. I've been burning on it for a few days, but now I'm going to just put manure and straw over it and sand over that and just let it rot the rest of the way. I got a bunch of pallets stacked up. I can get in the front door. See this where all that rotten wood was? I got all that cleaned up. Every one of them stobs is 3 foot apart. There's the for my nephew and nieces, I made that shelter out of pine trees I'm cutting down to put a cornfield out there. Planted some potatoes and some turnips and or was it radishes? I didn't plant turnips. What did I plant? Whatever it said to grow under full fund. I raked this dirt that was here. I raked it here and made a raised lip there. And then I filled it up with rotted wood. And I've got some topsoil over there. I want to spread over it. And things that you can't just grow everything in compost like that. But squash and pumpkins, something like that would grow good there. And then it wouldn't have to be watered very much. I did put a lot of water there to soak up in the wood. But you know what I'm saying is, every time it rains, that wood layer is going to be like a sponge under the soil. I've added some gravel to this path and some clay and sand and filled in some holes so I can get a wheelbarrow in and out of here and not trip over the water hose or flip the wheelbarrow around the curve. Has some broken toilet and glass bottles and stuff in there to kind of make little pools of water where the minnows can rest before they swim up. But I have water used to be coming out this pipe with a lot more intensity, and I have put this pipe here because I can hold the water back and let it out and get it to turn a water wheel. Got it falling on them rocks so it'll add air, to splash and add air to the water before it goes into the pond. I've got a rock in there and I've got charcoal in the pipe so it runs through charcoal. But I built a check dam upstream and it had to, it held the water back to where no water was coming through the pipe anymore. And it finally, the water rose to that level to go around my check dam. And now water's starting to trickle out. I expect over time it'll start trickling out a little faster. I can drop the check dam lower or remove it if I need to. But I'm trying to get it to where the water slowly I want it to stay full year round. I don't want it drying up. And you see I've added a lot of old wood. This will keep, grass and pine straw and stuff from falling in the water. But I'm not doing this all the way because I want light in the water for the fish and stuff. But once they get past a certain point, they can either swim back or go into the pond. Because the water's going to be dark here for a little bit. And of course I can walk around this way. I guess I'll go the whole way. We've already passed the check dam. It's under the bridge. But you see that's keeping the water level up pretty high. And, you know, this water level will stay pretty high because if it drops, basically, once it goes up to a certain point, it's like there's a dam in the creek, and it's got to rise up to that level to flow over it. And then when it drops back too low, it won't flow no more, but it'll hold water back this way so that it doesn't just all drain out and the fish dry up and be on the creek bed like what happened last year. I have patched a hole there. Water does seep through this sand here and through rotted wood and tunnels in the ground. This doesn't all hold back here. Some of it just keeps flowing throughout that way, but a lot of it's flowing into the pond. And you know, I built this clay layer here that won't get washed away, but I'm gonna put a sand layer that might get washed away. But maybe grass roots and plants will establish themselves in it, and it'll keep this from eroding away. And this is dropped. I don't know if y'all remember when I built this. This used to all be a sand shelf, and the water level got so high that it come underwater. And it hasn't rained too much, and you're starting to see dirt here again. I'm gonna add a lot of sand to this area and raise it up. Maybe them trees won't rot out, but maybe there ain't nothing I can do about that. So, but I can walk across here on dry land again. I said I was gonna make 2 videos of this shelter and do an update video after I do some more work on it. This is not that update video. Still haven't done anything extra out here. You see, I have piled up more branches on my little island I'm building. And I'm gonna pile more smaller branches in between the bigger branches and some pine straw, and then start stacking some sand and dirt and stones. But I'm gonna go around to the other side and build a bridge to the island so I can move material to it a lot easier. But I guess that's this video here. That's